Hey guys, I was just chilling listening to music on Pandora, Grace radio, but right now it's playing a song by Disturbed, so yeah. Anyways, I thought, since the rant video I made yesterday didn't post for some reason, I might post, I might try to repost it at some point in the future. Not sure, because I really don't feel like ranting about that bullshit again right now. Since that video didn't post like I thought it did, I have no idea how it didn't post, but it didn't. Anyways, so there hasn't been a video in a few days, and that's not nice. I'm sorry. So I have clashing preferences. What I mean is my preference for like these preferences are only going to cover binary genders, like non-binaries. Like my preference for non-binary people, it varies. Like I don't have a set preference for non-binary people. Mm. But sorry, I'm texting with my friend. She's like, bro, I love Shakespeare, and I'm like, oh my god, yes. Anyways, okay, so now my thing is, I don't necessarily have a set preference for non-binaries like myself, but I have a set preference for I don't really have. I don't know why, but I only have a set preference for cisgender people. Like transgender people and non-binary people. I don't have a set preference. It's just go with the flow. But then when it comes to cis people, obviously it's go with the flow. I'm not gonna focus on what a person looks like when it comes to dating them, because that's just shallow and awful. Anybody who actually does that is fucking trash. But anyways, but yeah, it's for cis people, obviously I'll go with the flow when dating them. It won't matter what they look like, but when I picture the perfect cis person to date, I think of something completely different for cisgender males than I think of for cisgender females. It's weird. Okay, so let me clarify this. Cisgender males. My ideal cisgender male is somebody who's a little bit older than me, is somewhat taller than me, tall enough to where they can put their arm around my shoulder and stuff, like that, and they have kind of shaggyish hair, and it's and the one thing I share with the one thing about these two preferences that are the same, they have blue or green eyes. But yeah, it's whenever somebody asks me what my ideal guy would be in terms of cisgender males, I was thinking of a tall guy that's a little bit older than me with shaggy black hair and bright green eyes. And for cisgender females, whole nother story. It's oh, by the way, another thing it shares, if they have colorful hair, this, blues and purples and reds and stuff, that is a complete turn on. And okay, for cisgender females, and the reason I'm kind of like a cisgender male that's like taller than me and like and can like put their arm around my shoulders, because like when someone puts their arm around my shoulder, I feel protected. That's why when it comes to cisgender females, like I like someone who's like a bit shorter than me. They don't have to be too shorter than me. They just have to be somewhat. Well, they don't have to be shorter than me, but like in terms of preference, like being a bit shorter than me would be like great, because then like I could put my arm around their shoulder and like feel like I'm protecting them. Like my crush is shorter than me, and me and her, and like I walk her home every day, and like while I walk her home, I put my arm around her shoulder, and I feel like I'm protecting her, and it just makes me more and more wish that I wasn't too much of a wuss to ask her out. Also, like generally, I picture like, and like when it comes to hair on a cisgender female, I'm like split in the middle. Like I like girls with like short hair, kind of like this. Yet I like girls with like longer, light colored hair. Like if their hair's short, then like I think like darker than like in terms of preference, like girls with shorter hair, either darker colored hair. Girls with longer hair, either light or colored hair. Like my crush also has like light brown hair that's like really pretty. That like she wears in a ponytail every day. Like like if I can braid their hair, then like it's then it's then I like that because it's like a cute sort of thing. It's like one minute I'm defending your honor from a douchebag, next minute I'm braiding your hair and I'm braiding your hair and telling you how pretty you are. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't know why, but those are my preferences. Yes, I would date a guy that is shorter than me. I've dated a guy that is shorter than me before. And yes, like yes, I would date a guy that's shorter than me with like short, light colored hair and brown eyes. Just like I would date a female with either short, light colored hair or long, dark colored hair that's taller than me with brown eyes. Just because I have like preferences of like, oh, what's an ideal, person, like, it doesn't mean that those define like how I choose to date me. It's like I choose who I date off, like I choose who I date and want to date off personality. Like I think that it's perfectly fine to have a preference. If you use your preference to define who you date, like in terms of looks, like obviously in terms of like gender or whatever, like if you have a preference for dating a certain gender, then act on that preference. Like if your preferences are based off of looks and that's what you use to define like who you date and who you want to date, then you're just shallow and kind of a prick. Just some food for thought. I'm not feeling the best lately, so fuck. Anyways. So yeah, just a little food for thought. I thought it'd be interesting to, kind of talk about, my preferences and shit for fun because it felt me to make a video. So, see you guys tomorrow for maybe a more organized video. Bye.